Hey, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you stopping by. So it's springtime and I'm running really late. I have a lot of work to do and half a day today. I've got to work tonight at my job, and then I have all day tomorrow to get all this work done. So I'm going to be working on getting grass sowed on my yard, stop all this erosion problems that we're having. So I've been grading on the yard for almost a year now, and we're just sick and tired of seeing dirt. The other day I went and picked up $1,000 worth of fertilizer, lime, grass seed, some straw netting, and then just a couple bales of straw that I got stacked up in here in the barn. We need about 30 more bales, and we've got to go get a piece of equipment to put all those bales out. It's gonna be pretty cool, so make sure you stick around and watch all that. It's gonna be a whole lot faster, more efficient, and you don't use nearly as much straw as if you shake it out by hand. So it's a little bit cheaper in the end as well. So I've got my old tractor here fueled up. This was my grandparents' tractor that I bought off of them. Got the pulverizer on the back. And if you don't know what this is, it's basically just an I-beam with teeth on the front. And then it has this roller on the back with these little knobs that helps break up all the dirt clods and stuff. It works really well for smoothing out, for landscaping and stuff like that. So we're going to drag this around the yard one more time. Oh no, dog. Oh no. Well, that looks a lot better. Just a couple minutes dragging that pulverizer around, it smooths everything out, gets rid of all the high places and all the dips. I tried to run this bank just a little bit, but I don't think my tractor's going to do it. I think it'll roll over before I actually get to work the side of this bank. So we're going to go get the side by side. I've got a chain harrow to drag behind, and we'll try to knock off all these high things in the ditch with that chain harrow. Good enough to put some seed down. It's probably the best it's looked the whole time I've been working on it. So we had a lot of rain the other day and it washed my little catch basin here I made. It's made out of all natural rock. It works good until it gets full of sticks and stuff from washing down these ditches here, but I think when we get grass growing in here and there's not all that sediment and silt to wash down, it won't clog up anymore. But we got to get all this smoothed up right here. That way we can plant all the way around this little catch basin right here. So I decided to take the lid off of this catch basin just so it doesn't plug up this weekend when we get some rain, because I know some of these sticks are going to wash down through here. So I'm going to be putting that straw netting in this ditch, and that'll help hold a lot of these sticks back from washing down, and a lot of this fine silt. That's what clogs this thing up. When a couple sticks get laid in that grate and then that silt washes over it, it just clogs up. So I'm going to leave this off till we get some good grass growing and hope nobody falls in it. But if you haven't seen the video where I built this catch basin out of all these rocks, it's just a couple videos back, so I encourage you to go back and watch it. It was a really fun build, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And plus, it was a lot cheaper than buying one. Well, good morning. I just got off a third shift, so I'm pretty tired this morning, but we got a lot of work to do. Gotta get the truck, get it hooked up to the trailer, and go get some straw this morning. Well, I just made it home with the 42 bales, and that does not look like 42 bales of straw, but it is. I counted them to make sure. So they already had these loaded up with the skid steer before I got through paying for them in the store, so I didn't get to film any of that. But I went ahead and bought 42 bales since 21 comes in a bundle, so I just bought 2 bundles. That way we didn't have to hand stack them or anything. And this right here is the piece of equipment that I was talking about yesterday. This is a straw blower. So it's pretty simple. It's just a big drum up here that rotates. And it's got them knives in the bottom, and them knives spin and the drum rotates, chops all that straw up. And then there's a big fan in here that blows the straw out this tube. You can stand at the tube and just blow the straw out. You get a lot more even coating of straw doing it this way than hand shaking it, because it chops up all them clumps and everything. So that's going to be a lot quicker, since we have a huge area to straw. We're going to be strawing all of the front yard, the road headed out to the barn, all of the backyard, and then if I have time, I'm going to try to work on that bank in the backyard, and we'll straw some of it too. So doing all this by hand, I would definitely need 3 or 4 people helping me, and it would take a long time. But with just one extra person helping me, one person feeding the straw in and moving the truck up, and the other person on the end of the hose blowing the straw, 2 people can straw this whole yard in just a couple hours, probably, if that long. We got all the fertilizer and lime put out on the yard yesterday. Haven't put any of the seed out yet, just because I didn't want it to sit here and bake. Plus, a lot of birds and squirrels and stuff can eat all the seeds while they're here. We'll put some seed out, run over it with that little chain rake, kind of get the seed in the soil just a little bit, get a good seed to soil contact. We'll blow some straw and hope that it doesn't all wash away tonight. So I got the yard all smoothed up with the chain drag, got all the seed mixed in. So you can see some of the seed still on top of the ground, but it's not near as much as it was. A lot of that seed got covered up along with the fertilizer and lime that I put out yesterday. And that's what I wanted. There's, you know, it's not covered up, but about maybe a half an inch, quarter inch, something like that. So should be just fine once it rains. So now I'm ready to put down this straw netting. These are 4-foot rolls. I think they're like 115 foot long or something. They're 4 foot wide. And these are sod staples. And we're just gonna shove this down through that netting to hold that netting in place. Put one right down here in the middle. So putting this netting down like this, or putting straw down in general, serves a couple purposes. Number one, it helps keep the seed in place and not wash away when you get a little bit heavier rain. Number two, it covers the seed up and keeps the sun from baking it too bad, and then your seeds don't germinate. And then number three, it hides a lot of the seeds, makes it harder for birds and stuff to find and eat all your seed. Cause a couple doves come in here, they'll wipe out half of this yard in no time. So we're going to continue down this ditch. End of that row ended right there. We'll get it stapled down. We'll start another row. We'll continue right across that culvert and go on up to the barn. So it shouldn't take too much longer. That looks pretty good. It's kind of like when you mulch something, you cover up a lot of ugly with the mulch. Just makes it all nice and smooth and flat. All right, let's see if this thing works. Not supposed to start raining until after lunch tomorrow. And then we're supposed to have a
I guess that's a high dollar seed.
So it's a couple days later here, and we didn't get nearly as much rain as what we were expecting, which I'm totally fine with. It was a slow, nice rain, good soaking rain. We only had 2 little spots that washed out. One of them's right here behind me, coming down from the pool, all the water that comes out of the backyard. So you can see where I got my straw netting, which I thought was the lowest point, but the water has snuck out from underneath the straw netting and washed out just a little bit here. So it's not nearly as bad as what I was expecting, to be honest with you. I was expecting to have to fix a whole lot. There's just this one issue here, and there's another issue in the backyard that's not even as bad as this one. So I'm happy with it, but we're supposed to get 3 more days of rain starting tonight, so I want to get out here and fix this before it gets any worse. So I've got a bale of straw here, and then I had an extra roll of straw netting, and I'm just going to try to rake this out just a little bit, just to kind of make it a little bit smoother. Fill in with just some straw, covered up with some straw netting, and hopefully this will keep from washing out any worse than it is. But you can tell here in the ditch where I've got straw netting up to here, and then it didn't wash any of this out. The sediment that come off the hill kind of just filled in the ditch. But right here where there's no straw netting, it ends. Right here's the end of the straw netting. You can tell how it really washed that out and made a divot instead of just kind of filling in a little bit. So that straw netting definitely does work, and it's worth every penny to put it down. And that's why I want to get this put on this bank, since I have an extra piece left over. Knowing my luck, I'm gonna do all this and now the water's gonna run out that side or something. All right, well that should take care of this side. We gotta run up in the backyard and fix one little spot up there. So I put out an entire bale of straw on these 2 little spots. So it really doesn't go far at all when you spread it out by hand. So I had 52 bales of straw when I started, before I strawed any of the yard, and we only put 30 bales of straw on the entire yard. It still had 20 or 19 bales left, and it took a whole entire bale just to straw these 2 little areas right here. So it's a whole lot more efficient, costs less money, and a lot faster to spread it out with that straw blower. All right, well, I believe that's gonna do it for this project. I'll make sure to keep y'all updated on how this bank does with the straw netting and the other bank, and also try to update y'all on how the grass is growing. Here in western North Carolina in the spring, we're kind of on the rotation of where we get it rain at least once a week, sometimes a couple days throughout the week, and then it dries up and rains and dries up. So the grass should grow pretty good, so I'll make sure to keep y'all updated. Appreciate everybody hanging around, watching this video. I hope you learned something, and I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.